If you don't love yourself, ain't nobody gonna love you. You shit ain't right, what bitch in the right mind gon' you? That's what they told me then. So I was like, fuck a bitch, I'ma grind, I'ma shine, and time I'ma blow their mind. Oh, now she like me, oh, now they like me. All I want is a just wanna be wifey. No 3-course meal, all I want is fast food. I wanna have fun, how about a cookie? I love you. I just wanna unbutton your blouse and let the girls out. I wanna you. Maybe later on, if you're free, you can call them out. Only if you want to. We can get freakier and freakier than you've ever been. If you want to. We can get freakier and freakier than you've ever been.
From Belize, peep all in the weed. Remy crew got me sweating out of Remy weed. From Mile of the Night, my bitches from the P's. The Paisley, she the project, them hoods always bring back memories.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome as we get set just outside the Chicago city limits here in Rosemont, Illinois for the weigh-ins for Bellator 221 tomorrow night at Allstate Arena. For those joining us on the live stream on DAZN and elsewhere around the world, we welcome you as well. We have a start time now for the weigh-ins at 12:15, so that'll be quarter past the hour. So just a couple of minutes from now, we'll get the weigh-ins and the fighters on the scale. We'll get it all underway from here in Rosemont, Illinois. Tomorrow night's fight card, it's a good one. Back here in Chicago, a double main event. Tomorrow night, the Welterweight World Grand Prix will kick off the semifinal round as MVP and Douglas Lima square off to see who will make it to the welterweight final to contest once again for the welterweight world title. Of course, Lima, a two-time title holder, and MVP, one of the best up-and-coming prospects in the sport of mixed martial arts, all the way, of course, from the UK, one of the UK's very best. Again, MVP and Lima in the first half of our double main event, and of course, the second half of the double main event tomorrow night at Allstate Arena here in Rosemont. One fighter with a chance to hold two Bellator belts simultaneously. He'd be the first. That's the reigning featherweight champion, Patricio Pitbull, as he challenges for the lightweight title held by the three-time title holder, Iron Michael Chandler. It's Chandler and Pitbull to settle a long-time heated grudge match, and they'll do it here in the Chicagoland area tomorrow night, Allstate Arena. Again, for those tuning in for the live stream for today's weigh-ins, hang tight a couple more minutes. We're getting things set in the back, and we'll have your fighters on the scale at a quarter past the hour. That's 12:15 local Central Standard Time here in Rosemont, Illinois. Again, we thank you for joining us. Hang tight. Your fighters on the scales at a quarter past the hour.
Easy chick, I fly to my house. I live so far, I think I live down south. Why don't you pull it out my pants and put it in, put it in, put it in.
She ain't got no money in the bank. She be walking around acting all stank. And now she at the party looking at me. Hoping she can get saved by me. Looking at her like, I can't say that girl. I can't say that girl. I can't say that girl. She ain't got no money in the bank. She be walking around acting all stank. And now she at the party looking at me. Hoping she can get saved by me. Looking at her like, I can't say that girl. I can't say that girl.
It's hot in my eyes, it's hot in my ears. I know, no be tears. You're hot and it's like, been hurting for years. I know, no be tears. But it's never that clear. On another midnight. Midnight. On another midnight.
me thinking about eating it. I never played drums, got me thinking about beating it. Ay, shake it fast, quake it fast for me. Hike it up, make it clap, get this cash from me. Hey, I ain't no trick, but you know I can't help it. I just love a thick chick. I had a
she over there hitting it, she getting it. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping. She over there hitting it, she getting it. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping. Gritting and grinding and gritting it, popping and locking and dropping and dipping.
She wanna have whatever she like. She can if she bring her friend, and we can have one hell of a night through the day. Hey, I mean you stand like a grouper 'cause you got a beeper. I mean you probably might be saying you ain't jogging either, but man, old girl got a fat old. Yeah, the type to make you tell her just dance. And f the mother 'cause you down for her bitches. F the mother 'cause she down for the sticking. And f the mother so she down for some licking. And f the mother 'cause she down for the tricking. I'm hoping she a rider when it's said and done. If she spit it up and swallow now. I ain't got a drip but like her. Give me and mommy know can really make her go. When
Poker face, poker face.
I make her say, yeah. When
Poker face, poker face.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn, down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem, all of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's, took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from. Hey.
Trotting and my flow up, I'm outside with it. It's often I do this. I turn a straight prude into a nudist. Foolish, I be on that new and I'm blowing up like we went to school with. Ain't nobody checking for your garbage. Lot of intuition, I ain't there, finished college. Never hit them all if I ever get it all. Any broad better layer like I'm dressing for the fall. And I'm all that, hit the passenger door. Shawty was pink, very sweet, and I ain't lactose. I ain't trying to brag, though. I just know I'm that dope. Kick game, Bojack, my Bojack's top boat. Ha, and it ain't no problem. You race to these bras, I relay them, baton them. In here 1,000, but when you step out, why the run out? Double MG, now put the set down. Rick James back, on the couch. Wordplay, Oluba is my first name. I think I'm Coco B. Hand, you just a bird, babe. I got a pair of J's, I roll a pair of J's. We up and down my supply, spinning that carrot cake. Let them marinate. You forever late. A million home sellers couldn't find a real estate. Slight work, slight work. The wrong drink, the right work. Slight work, light work. The wrong drink, the right work. Work, 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 work. Yeah, let's go.
the earthquake, let me see that shit shake. Left cheek, right cheek, make it vibrate. Every meat, thigh meat, make it rotate. Running round like a merry-go-round, gyrate. She got it from her auntie, is in her genetics. California face with a booty from Texas. Turn a preacher to a cheetah. Brazilian wax beaver, thick like peanut butter in the freezer. Tricks wanna treat her. Ballers wanna buy. Captors wanna wipe. Dykes wanna die. Jealous just if don't like. Got her own money. Got her own beer. Got her own car. Got her own creed. She wanna be pacified. She wanna be saved. She wanna be rescued and captured, laid and paid. She's straight from the soil, the trap, the turf, and the block. She running the function. She got the building on lock.
Show me what you working with. 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 Show me what you working with.
Man, I go to work, true winner. Jeans skinny, like Squidward. Looking for your girl, just missed it. Then my cat daddy and I took it down. Timber. Wrist cold, mama call it winner. Swisher full of nuggets, daddy call it dinner. Baby got air, Shelty call it thinners. UPS Jack, so skilly we deliver. Cat daddy when I dug it, cat daddy when I remember.
Back with skinnies, they from rejects, I remember.
Competition see the crease, they surrender. Smoke a wide clef coupe, now I'm gone to the river. Move your arms like you wheelchair stuck. Drop low, grab your shoulder like. Tell the radio to bang this shit. Big up to my bro Sam, he the king of this shit. Call me SpongeBob, Krabby Patty. Go to work, do my cat daddy. Call me SpongeBob, stack of Krabby Patties. Go to work, do my cat daddy. Go to work.
One time for one time, I'm calling it out like the umpire. 7 grams in the blunt, almost drowned in the poop, so I swam tubboat. It's
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome from just outside Chicago here in Rosemont, Illinois. Bellator 221. The weigh-ins here just momentarily. We'll have your fighters on the scale. Let's once again welcome all the viewers joining us in the live stream on DAZN and elsewhere around the world. We welcome you as well to Rosemont All-State Arena tomorrow night, the site for Bellator 221, Bellator's annual return to the Chicagoland area. Let's kick it off now with your prelim cards as we work our way up to the double main event, highlighting tomorrow night's fight card. Again, the prelims first, and you can catch them live on DAZN and live on the Bellator MMA Global app. Let's start first with our first matchup. It'll be welterweights. We'll start with the blue corner first. Please welcome to the scale, Josh Streaker. Back in the Bellator cage, he's 5-2 as a pro from Chicago. Official weight 169.8 pounds, 169.8 for Streaker. And now his opponent from Wausau, Wisconsin, debuting in the Bellator cage. He's 2-0 overall. This is Scott Ritz. Officially on the scale, 170.3, 170.3 pounds for Ritz. And with Mr. Rich Chow joining us on stage, there's your stare down, your photo op. First fighters, welterweights, to kick off the prelim card tomorrow night. Bellator 221 at All-State Arena. Now we'll go to the flyweight division. 3 5-minute rounds at 125 pounds. First up, please welcome Jesse Primetime Bozzy. 9-6 as a professional, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan. Officially on the scale, 125.8. 125.8 for Bozzy. And now his opponent, 12-9 as a professional overall. He's 1-0 inside the Bellator cage. Please welcome the real deal, Joey Deal. On the scale, officially the same, 125.8, 125.8 for Joey, the real deal. And next up, your third prelim, it'll be heavyweights inside the Bellator cage. First up, debuting in the Bellator cage, he's 0-1 overall from Chicago. Please welcome the Centurion, Jason Bellew. On the scale officially, 243.8, 243.8 for Bellew. And now his opponent, making his professional MMA debut inside the Bellator cage from Rosemont. Please welcome Diesel Dave Latoria. Officially 242.1, 242.1 pounds for Latoria. Next up, it'll be the featherweight, set for 3 5-minute rounds on your prelim card. First fighter, out of the blue corner from Canby, Oregon, 4-2 as a pro. Please welcome Chris Sunshine Lencioni. It'll be fight number 4 for Chris inside the Bellator cage. He's 4-2 overall as a professional, including 3 submissions. Official weight 145 on the nose, 145 even for Sunshine. And now his opponent by way of Rabat Morocco. He fights out of Chicago, Illinois. He's 5-1 as a pro. Please welcome Adil Glory Boy Benjilani. 5-1 overall, 2-0 in the Bellator cage. His official weight, 145.3, 145.3 pounds for Benjilani. Next up, it'll be lightweights, prelim card, Bellator 221. For those that may have just joined us in the live stream, we welcome you just outside of Chicagoland here in Rosemont. We're in the prelim card for Bellator 221. We go now to the lightweight division 2 and 1. As a professional, somebody hit the light switch. Somebody backed up into it. We'll get that fixed for the cameras. Hold on. There we go. Fighting out of Salem, Wisconsin. Making his Bellator debut, please welcome Charlie Chuck Buffalo Radke. Charlie has the distinction of the first Bellator fighter to wrestle buffaloes on the Buffalo Ranch that he owns, officially 155.5 on the scale, 155.5. And no kidding, he owns a ranch of bison. His opponent from Chicago, 1-0 as a professional, first time in the Bellator cage, the People's Champ. Please welcome Chris Gonzalez. $155.8 pounds, 155.8 for Christopher Gonzalez. And next up, it'll be light heavyweights inside the Bellator cage. Of course, 3 5-minute rounds. First up, it'll be the veteran from Lockport, Illinois. Please welcome Robert the Destroyer Morrow. 28-24-1 as a professional, including 19 knockouts and 2 submissions. Officially on the scale, 204.5, 204.5 pounds for Morrow. And now his opponent, coming down from Kenosha, Wisconsin, he's 9-4 as a professional, James Bachnovic. $204.4 pounds officially, 204.4 for Bachnovic. Next up on the prelim card, again, you can catch it live on DAZN or live on the Bellator MMA Global app. If you haven't downloaded both, do it before fight time tomorrow night. Next up, contracted at 140. 140-pound fighters, 3 5-minute rounds. First up, it'll be a fighter making his professional debut from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please welcome Christian Rodriguez. 140 even, 140 pounds even for Rodriguez. And now his opponent, fighting out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. He too makes his professional debut. Please welcome Jose El Conquistador Leon. And official weight 137.7. 137.7 pounds. Let's check that. He's fighting out of Cary, Illinois, not Crystal Lake. Out of Cary. That's Leon. Next up inside the Bellator cage, it'll be lightweight set for 3 5-minute rounds on the prelim card. Making his Bellator debut overall as a professional, he's 9-4. Originally hailing from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, he fights out of Schaumburg, Illinois. Please welcome Almatushin Lightning Huihu. 9 overall victories as a professional, including 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. On the scale officially, 154.5. 154.5. Now his opponent from Chicago, making his Bellator debut overall as a pro. He's 18-11, 4 knockouts, 6 submissions to his credit. Please welcome Adam Psych Ward. And officially on the scale, 155.2 pounds, Psych Ward, 155.2. And next up, your final prelim on tomorrow night's fight card, Bellator 221. It will be 3 5-minute rounds, of course. Bantamweight set to square off from Rockton, Illinois. Your first fighter, 1-0 early on as the professional. His first time in the Bellator cage. Please welcome Rob Fenical. And on the scale, Papa Giorgio, 135.7, 135.7. And now his opponent from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 1-0 as a pro, making his Bellator debut. Please welcome Brian Bautista. And the Ecuadorian warrior, officially 134.8, 134.8 pounds. So there's your prelim card tomorrow night at the Allstate Arena, Bellator 221. Let's move now to the main card. The main card seen live on DAZN, the Welterweight World Grand Prix, our first of our double main event. Of course, you can see that exclusively only on DAZN. DAZN. If you don't have that app, make sure you get it downloaded. Once again, for those joining us in the live stream on DAZN, we welcome you to the weigh-ins. We go now to your first fight on the televised card, live on DAZN. It'll be featherweight, set to square off 3 5-minute rounds, of course. First up, the blue corner. Please welcome James Bennett. 1-0 in the Bellator cage, 4-1 overall from Gage Lake, Illinois. Berserker on the scale, 145.8. James Berserker Bennett, officially 145.8 pounds. And now his opponent, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio. Undefeated as a professional, 4-0. 4-0 inside the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome Taiwan Air Claxton. 3 knockouts to his credit. In those 4 victories, his official weight, 145.8. 145.8, identical weights. Featherweight set to square off with the Bellator cage to kick off the main card live on DAZN. As we kick off the main card here, we'll go to fight number 2. It will be 3 5-minute rounds, heavyweight set to throw down, making his Bellator debut early on as a pro. He's 1-1. Please welcome from Dodge City, Kansas, TJ Tombstone Jones. Officially 263.7. 263.7 for Jones. And now his opponent from Perry, Oklahoma, a former Division I All-American wrestler out of the University of Oklahoma, a former WWE World Champion, now as a mixed martial artist, undefeated early on at 1-0. Please welcome Jake Hager. $239.1 239.1 pounds. We the people, Jake Hager and TJ Jones. Joining us on stage, the man behind it all, Bellator President, Mr. Scott Coker. Our third fight televised live and streaming only on DAZN. We welcome, again, featherweights to the Bellator cage, and we start by welcoming back, after a 19-month layover, one of the very best in Bellator history, a 2-time Bellator featherweight world champion, hailing from fighting out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. As a pro, he's 23-7 in the Bellator cage, 13-4. Would you please welcome back Patty Mike Curran. $146.6 pounds, 146.6 pounds for Curran. And now his opponent, he's the Bellator record holder for 13 consecutive victories, the most in Bellator history. As a professional, he's 13-0. In the Bellator cage, he's 13-0. Would you please welcome the mercenary, AJ McKee. Fighting out of Body Shop, the esteemed gym in Long Beach, California. Officially on the scale, 145.8, 145.8 pounds from McKee. Quick double check of the official tally. 146 is the weight for Curran. Announced as 146.6. Not correct. 146 even. The official weight for Pat Curran. On weight, both fighters featherweights. Of course, McKee and Curran set to throw down. Let's now go to the first half of your double main event. It will be the Bellator Welterweight World Grand Prix, streamed and seen exclusively on DAZN. Two fighters set to square down. First up, to make his way to the scale, one of the very best out of the UK. The fighter from London, England, undefeated as a professional. 10-0 in the Bellator cage, 14-0 overall. Please welcome MVP Michael Venna Page. On those 14 victories, 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. His official weight, 169.9 pounds. And his opponent, working his way back to the welterweight title, the fighter from Goiás, Brazil, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia. Widely considered one of the best welterweights in the world today. His record, 30 victories, 7 defeats. He's 12-3 in the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome the former two-time Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas the Phenom Lima. Lima's official weight, 169.5. 169.5. Both fighters on weight. Scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. The winner advancing to the finals of the Bellator Welterweight World Grand Prix. For years, one of the most anticipated welterweight matchups for Bellator, and it will be inside the cage tomorrow night, your first of our double main event. And now we go to the second half of the double main event tomorrow night, Bellator 221. It will be for the Bellator Lightweight World Championship. The challenger, a chance to hold 2 Bellator titles simultaneously, will put him on the scale first. Would you please welcome the fighter out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Overall, as a pro, he's 28-4. This is the reigning Bellator Featherweight World Champion, Patricio Pitbull. In the record books for Bellator, one of the very best. He's 16-4 in Bellator. Both he and his opponent are top 5 in most KO and most submissions. His official weight, 154.7. 154.7 for Pitbull. And now the champion overall as a professional. 19 victories, just 4 defeats. He's a 3-time Bellator lightweight title holder. Would you please welcome the reigning Bellator lightweight world champion, defending that belt for the first time since regaining it, Iron Michael Chandler. Both fighters tied for the most wins in Bellator history at 16 inside the Bellator cage. The grudge match will decide the very best in Bellator history. Chandler officially on the scale, 154.8. 154.8 pounds for the defending champion, Chandler. Patricio Pitbull, the reigning featherweight champion, a chance to hold 2 titles. He takes on the reigning and defending lightweight champion, Michael Chandler. The lightweight title on the line. tomorrow night, the second half of our double main event. You can see something still happening. Whenever they start backstage, they'll finish tomorrow night when the bell rings for the second half of our double main event, live on DAZN from Allstate Arena here in Rosemont, Illinois. Hey, thank you for joining us here for the weigh-ins. And again, if you don't have the DAZN app or the Bellator MMA Global app, download them now. And we'll pick up the action. We'll review what's happening in the back tomorrow night. But you got to join us live on DAZN. We'll see you tomorrow night.